Hello everyone, my name is Andrew Kim and I'm the creator of Workista, which is essentially an automated job search tool for freelancers. Workista is an AI assistant that searches through largest job boards such as Upwork, People Power, and even subreddits. And it's so simple. Tell the assistant about your past projects that you've done so far, your preferences such as location, payment, and etc., and finally schedule your search. For instance, you can tell it to find me jobs in the morning at 8 a.m. every day, and we'll do that without me having to manually go through different job boards and search every single day. So let's get started. Walk you through the sign up process. First, put in your name and then your email address and username. You can choose whatever you want. And then, of course, your password. And then you're all good to go. So, in your next page, the assistant is telling you to provide your profile. So, let's do that. So, first thing that you have to provide is your profile image. Now, this is not required, but I have decided to put my profile image. Your title. So for me, that's software engineering and a short description. So I specialize in deep learning and machine learning. So I'm just going to put that there and then go on to the next page. So on the next page, you can set up your location. Now this part is not really required. It helps you to find localized freelance jobs. You can put your specific address if you want to, but that's also optional as well. Now this is the most important part, your past projects. So add your project here and there's different options. So work projects like that you did it in a different organization, course projects in your classrooms, and personal projects that you have done as a hobby. So I'm going to choose personal projects here and put in my project title. Now back in December I was working on this music generator, classical music generator, using LSTM, which is natural language processing. So I'm going to put that there and then a description. And I do not have a web link here, but I do have a starting date. So I started December 1st to December 15th. And then your category. So this is deep learning related. So I'm going to click deep learning and it automatically fetches all the fields that are related to deep learning. So for instance, for frameworks, I use TensorFlow and Keras as my main frameworks. And then cloud services, I use GCP, which is Google Cloud Platform, and programming language such as Python, IDE such as VS Code, and that's about it. So I'm going to click submit, and then the job has been added. And you can add more, you should, so that the AI can make more accurate searches and you're good to go. So now it's loading. All right, so now we're in the assistant's dashboard, and you can see that it hasn't been set up yet. So we're going to set up that right now. So it says no config right now, so we have to add a configuration file. Configuration is just our way of saying your preferences, such as location and payments. So we're going to click on add configuration, and you're going to provide some details. So for the configuration name, I am going to say deep learning related job search. So yeah, and then for the description, I'm going to say, so it's for finding a deep learning related projects. So there's two configurations out there. There's Quick Search and Advanced Tool, and we're going to go through each of them. So let's go through Quick Search first, and this is your traditional job search filters. So this first thing is source. You can choose which source you want the job to flow from. So I'm going to choose Upwork here, and we're going to move on to locations. You can choose remote or on-site. I'm going to choose remote or US, or actually you don't even have to set up that, so I can just put none, and that's, you're not going to set a location filter. Duration, you can set it to 1 month or 3 months, anything that you would like. Payment, hourly or one time, and I'm going to set it from $10 to $100 plus. Right? Keywords is where you look for a specific keyword that you give us and see if it exists in the job post, and if it doesn't, then we're going to filter it out. So we're specifically looking for quick and fast payments in the job post. If it doesn't contain those keywords, then we're going to filter them out. For the company section, you can choose the industry type. So you can choose any of type here. So you can choose health tech or fintech. That's up to you. And we're not going to go over every single fields here, but you get the point. So now we're going to cover something more interesting, which is advanced search. And this is going to be interesting because it doesn't exist in any other platforms. So this is a infinitely unbounded canvas, and you can scroll and you can zoom in or whatever you want to do. And then when you click on the node, and it's going to give you a option on the right. So here's the source node, which is where everything starts. So the source defines as where the job boards you want to fetch from. So here I choose Upwork, and you can connect each node with that blue button. So from the left, I'm gonna drag in location, and I'm gonna set one of them to remote and one of them to on-site. So here I put remote in United States and on-site, and then United States, and then New York, and then within, I'll say about like 10 miles. That sounds pretty good. Now I'm just gonna I'm just gonna drag another one, location, and let's put that remote and maybe United Kingdom, because location doesn't really matter for remote jobs. Okay, so now how you do it is you connect all the blue dots into all the nodes. So what you can think of it as is you start from the source, you get all the jobs from Upwork. Now you're gonna push them down to each field, and we're gonna filter them separately. So we have created three separate pipelines. So now we have added a payment node, and let's set it a type. So it can be hourly or one time. So I'm going to set it from $10 to $100 again. And I'm going to try to connect everything together. And all the jobs that have been filtered are going to collect back into the payments, and it's going to filter there as one job post. And actually, I'm just going to delete one of the job posts from New York, because New York, you got to get paid. You have to pay more because it's expensive. So I'm going to click hourly again, but just for New York, I'm going to set it to 50 to 100. So now you have two different payment logics for very specific locations. So now everything else is pretty much the same. I'm going to drag in an employer node from the left, and we're going to filter if they're verified, then that's great. We're going to filter based on that, and maybe 10 hires. And then for rating, I usually go for 4 stars to 5 stars if the search engine can find ratings. And then of course duration, that's really important. So I'm going to set that to 1 month to 3 months. So that's all the filtering tools there are. And there are a lot more that you can use. We're just going to show you this much. And there's also machine learning tools that you can use. And one of them is project similarity, which is it checks your previous projects and compares it with the new incoming job posts, and then sees if it is similar to that to the project that you've done before. And if it isn't, it's going to filter it out. So here, it's the project that we have entered before in our sign up process. So I'm only going to filter out projects that are similar to this project. And spam detector, this is just to get rid of erroneous jobs that sort of marked as spam that sometimes job boards don't really take care of. And now we can explicitly say that everything else is good, okay. Every job search that comes through here is going to be a yes. So once the yes field hits, then it's going to filter out and it's going to collect into your feed. So we created a really complicated yet really easy search graphical tool that you can use to expedite your search process. So now we have added a configuration, and the setting is active, and now we have one active configuration. Here it is, and you can add more. You're not limited to just one. So now we're going to talk about how recurring schedules work. So here by default, we set it to daily and every 30 minutes. It's automatically going to search. It's 2 o'clock right now, so that's why it says today at 2:30. But you can change it to anywhere you want, and you can change the day of the week. And you can also turn on and off your recurring schedule. That's really up to you. The notification, these are the default values. We notify you every single time, but you can also filter out stuff and not receive notification on certain events. Manual search is about when you go on the website or on Workista, you want to search right now. So I currently, because this is a demo, I want to search right now. I don't want to wait 30 minutes until it's 2:30. So we click on manual search, and now it found 4 jobs. So let's go into the feed, and let's see what happens. So we have 4 jobs here that's fetched from Upwork, our configuration. So, and it's relatively all similar. And you can see that the project similarity score is very similar. And you can actually, and these match scores, you can filter them from high to low. But I'm not going to do that because there's only 4. So let's just click on the highest one because this is 98% match. And music generator and editor. This is really familiar with what we have inputted before in our sign-up process, right? So on the right-hand side, you see all the job details, client details, and the source posted projects. Keywords is we use natural language processing to sort of bring you some of the keywords that we found in the job description that usually job boards don't pick out. So here it is. So for instance, if you notice, it says if you read the description, say bananas. So we picked out bananas. You should probably include that in your proposal. Your job details and your skills, we also extract that from the job description along with what the job board provides. And here's also your match scores. So we combine all the match scores that you have in your previous project. In this case, I only have 1, but that happened to be the 98% match, so it only gave me 98%. So if you hit apply directly, and it's going to go directly to Upwork, and it's the same job board, and you can apply directly here. And you can always go back, and then you can do more search, and then your assistant, and you're pretty much done. So thank you so much. That's it. I hope you enjoy this demo. If you have any questions, contact us at support@workista.com. Thank you.